where we are now and where we're going, none of us can do it alone. So we have to get along. We have to understand one another. We have to work with one another. We have to move from competition to cooperation, from independence to interdependence. This is the natural way of things. We've gotten away from that. But when you look at nature, that's how nature works. When we mimic nature, we align with proper consciousness that is where everybody is served, and there's compassion, whether it's in the healthcare system or the education system or the political system or any of that. I mean, that, I think, fundamentally is what we are learning and beginning to learn and to see and understand.
Because even at the most basic, and we were just speaking about this, the most basic aspect of logic is empathy, and vice versa. I mean, empathy is very logical. To think that I want to be treated the same way as everyone else wants to be treated. It's the golden rule. It's everything. All those various aspects that do unto others. At the end, it makes logical sense because if we're all treating each other the same way, we're also going to be a lot more peaceful, happier, because we do all coexist. We got to realize that too. This whole idea that we're all individuals. Well, we are to a certain extent, but we also all coexist. We all depend on each other in this modern society. And I think what we have is we moved first, as far as globalization. We moved first economically, which is probably not the best way to move. But now that we are in a global society,
that's the fastest moving system.
Exactly,
that's why.
Exactly. But now we're catching up spiritually. We're catching up politically. That we are becoming a global society.
Did you say spiritually?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, why not?
So we're moving out of that paradigm of I better build a big fortress around my castle so that I can hold on to everything. So we have beliefs that there's not enough. Well, that's not true. There's more than enough.
Yeah,
and
I
so
guess if it's properly divided.
Then we have a fear that I'll lose what I have, so I better make a stronger, bigger fortress, and on and on and on. So anything built on fear, on false intentions, is falling apart.
We live in somewhat of a delusional world where we've now valued money, the digits of money that's in the computer screen or the paper that we hold in our hand, and honestly, it's not real. The real wealth is our actual natural resources, it's our labor, it's our community, it's who we are, and we've lost that value system. And I think you were talking about before, how do we get back to this? We got to start changing what we value again to the things that are more practical, more sensible, more empathetic, and more realistic, really. With humans, you find that the more they have, the more they want. It's the old saying that power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah. It's true with wealth too. Wealth corrupts. Absolute wealth corrupts to the fullest extent. So it's just the more you have, and that's why I think you're seeing this kind of distribution of wealth to the very top, because they want to hoard more and hold on to more. And it's about human frailty more so than it's just that they're evil or something. We all have an element of greed in us, an element of gluttony, an element of comfort, an element of apathy, and this to feel comfortable. I mean, ultimately we want to be happy as human beings. And sometimes we don't question authority, we don't question the norm, because that makes us feel uncomfortable. There's that comfort level. But I think what's happening now is that the systems are failing to such an extent that people are starting to feel uncomfortable, and they have to ask those questions.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're mad about this, we're mad about that, and there are a lot of things we don't like, which is fine. I don't want to then necessarily protest against it so much as use that as a foil to jump jumping off point for where we want to go.